Hi everyone, this is Mark Maurer, President of Low Load Insurance Services. Thank you for watching our webinar, and our topic today is term conversions, hidden value for your clients. So what we're going to cover today is why you might recommend or why a client may want to convert a term life insurance policy, what to look for when evaluating either recommending clients get new term insurance, or what policy provisions there may be on current policies, the impact of some industry trends on your clients and conversion options and how those are changing today. We have a real-life case study where conversion came into play, and then we're going to talk about what Low Load Insurance Services recommends when we look at term coverage. So how does conversion work in real life? The definition of a conversion is that a conversion privilege allows the insured or the policy owner to exchange a term life insurance policy to some version of a permanent life insurance policy. There's no medical or financial underwriting required. The new permanent life insurance policy will be issued at a similar rate class as the term policy. So if a client was approved at a super preferred plus rate 20 years ago, they're coming to the end of their 20-year term policy. If they convert that policy, they would be classified at a similar rate class, be a preferred plus. If the insurance carrier doesn't offer preferred plus on permanent coverage at a preferred rate, it is a similar rate class, so you're essentially with the term policy with conversion options protecting your client's insurability in the future. The new policy is going to be based on a client's attained age, and what attained age means is the age at which they apply for the conversion. If they bought a policy when they were 30, 20-year term policy, 20 years later, they're now 50, a new policy, if they decide to convert at the end of the 20 years, the new policy would be based on whatever health class they were issued at on the term policy, and now age 50. You may be able to, with some carriers, convert some or all of the term coverage. Remember, first part of that is there's no financial underwriting, so even if a client may not qualify for $1 million or $2 million of coverage anymore, they can still convert that amount. There's no financial underwriting. But what at the end of the term period, they may not need all $1 million. They may want a $500,000 policy, maybe just a minimal $100,000 policy for final expenses, and that's available with conversion options in that you can convert all of the existing policy down to some minimum face amount, and usually $100,000 is the most common minimum face amount. And then if the conversion, if the client or the advisor, whoever, recommends that some conversion of the term policy before the end of the term period, then with most carriers, you can continue any remaining portion of the term coverage on as term coverage. We have a 20-year term policy, and 10 years in, the client says, I really want some of this for permanent, and I've had health changes. You with most carriers, can convert $500,000 of that term policy, keep the remaining $500,000 on as level term until the end of that term period. We talk about what is needed to convert. It's a relatively simple process because there's no medical underwriting, there's no financial underwriting. There's a signed short application that shows that it is the policy owner's intent to convert this policy. There's a signed illustration needed of the policy that the conversion policy that the policy owner wants to convert to, and then the premium to put the new policy in force. Compared to traditional underwriting that can take a number of months, it's very short because there's, again, no underwriting. So why do people look at converting their term policies? Why do advisors recommend this? First of all, needs change. In an ideal world, all of our clients would need the 20-year term policy for exactly 20 years. Not a day longer, not a day less. It'd be perfect, but as we all know, especially when trying to plan around things like retirement accounts, the values of what we projected 20 years ago are definitely going to be different than what they are 20 years out. So many people may need the insurance longer than the original term policy, the original term period. They were working at a company that maybe they got laid off, weren't able to finish those working years, the retirement accounts took too big of a hit, all those different things where they still may need to keep the coverage. Sort of on the other side is that what was originally an income replacement need for the term coverage is now moved to an estate planning need, or even wanting to create a legacy for children or grandchildren. Again, when health can be a concern, then the ability to convert a term policy is very valuable. And there is an emotional component to this. When we talk to clients about conversions, one of the things we hear most often is, well, I've always had life insurance and I always thought I'd have some. Term life insurance is great for a lot of things. Early years, it's inexpensive coverage. You can get a lot of it. It does a lot of what we need in early years for income replacement. But when we talk about wanting to always have some, like the slide says, term isn't going to get you where you need to go. And so that's why many people look at converting their existing term policies. And as advisors, you have the ability to guide your clients towards this. They may not need the $500,000 or the $1 million coverage, but they want to keep something in force. Again, we talk about many times just a small policy, a $100,000 policy for funeral expenses, final medical expenses, things like that, rather than somebody showing them a new $1 million universal life policy or something like that. You have the ability to guide them to, well, we really don't. I hear what you're saying. You don't really need it, but I understand that you want something. With this term policy, we can get you something to cover final expenses, and guiding the client that direction. This is a page that many of you have seen, clients' term policies. When you're reviewing them or taking a look at them, what this is highlighting is that this is a 10-year guaranteed level term policy.